chain. So front chain dominance. So when you're sitting like this and you got that plant foot that you're leaning into and your hip is in front of it, that's going to be front chain dominance. Okay, when you're sitting like this and you're seeing that hip sitting way in front of that ankle. So my eyes are always like, I'm not even really worried about this yet because I'm looking at hip to ankle relationship. Once it goes in front, you'll see people sometimes push their head back. You'll see people kind of go with it. So you'll see both. You'll see kind of like, you'll see anterior, you'll see posterior, you'll see different misses, but you'll see the consistent hip forward posture, okay? I always like this one because it kind of gives you the yin and the yang back and forth. So we see this cat right here, hip sitting in front of the ankle, kind of that just classic like we all sort of show. And then the indigenous, right? The ear, the hip, the ankle, sitting right on top of it. Right, like there it is. I mean, that's kind of what is messing us up, is the chair is going to kind of create a front chain dominance, back chain dominance. That's more of like a get people to laugh, but that's the idea, is that's literally where you're being cooked. But that's the front chain dominance. Inside, though, is the back chain dominance and then the primal tunnel of these erector muscles. So, long story short, there's no way to get around it. Their lower back is going to get worked. We need that. Like, those muscles need nourishment. And I went through the same thing when I would do Godas. I would get a little scared in the first beginning of my journey because I was like, man, Gilly, like my lower back is burning. Like, and I've been told that this is how my back gets hurt. He's like, believe me, he's like, it's back chain dominance. That area needs to get stronger. And the stronger that it gets, the more that it holds up the spine the right way. And your body will be protected in the spine. So this is that moving decompression. And it looks slightly different, or it's just a version of it in your standing. That's why it's nuanced and contextualized when we're discussing it. But the simplicity is, at the very least, the hip should be here. Once the hip starts to go here, that's the problem. So I should be right here. And then throughout my day, I go back and then I return here. And I go back and then I return here. That could be me getting up and down from my resting world, using my squats, using my hinges, using my lunges. Okay. It could be me walking. I could be jogging a little bit more. I could be running, sprinting, throwing, striking. But the majority of the day, you would stop right here. There'd be a brick wall. You wouldn't go forward. Well, now, in today's environment, you rest here hours on end. You go to the gym, you do this over and over again, hip forward, hip forward, hip forward, okay? And then you wear a shoe that says collapse your feet. So now you're the opposite of what we're feeling here. So we're feeling this verticality. We're feeling this, ankle sitting on top of the foot. Now, in even just, kind of a basic, give them their forearms and just kind of start there, okay? And then try to lift up without it. So that won't be compressive. Now, they're going to feel their lower back muscles. And this is something that I know very closely because I had back issues from sophomore year on until I found Goda. And every single person that I went to was like, you got to train your core. We got to train your core. You don't want to feel your back. And so that usually kind of, those people are a bit scared of feeling anything in their back, but they need to start to look at those two muscles, right? That like lumbar area, the erectors, that's your real core. Like, that's the six pack that you should be going after. We call them like bamboo strips. Like, they're flexible, but they're firm. Most people think they protect their back with their abdominals, but it's really that those two sort of piping systems of the erector that we need to get stronger.